Not a chaotic explosion, but a precise unfolding, like sacred geometry. Galaxies begin to turn like intricate gears. Gravity is the first law he inscribed. The universe was not created, it was constructed. This is the symphony of creation, a composition written in mathematics, law, and absolute will. And at the apex of all this order, in the highest dimension imaginable to mortals above the seven heavens, exists the Empyrean. There are no clouds or harps here. This is a realm built of pure concept and living light. Enormous structures made of light tower upwards, defying physics but adhering to a higher, divine logic. This is the engine room of His will. Here, His will is translated into existence. The enforcers are the angels. Angels are not merciful messengers. They are the personification of divine order, the enforcers of the law, the gears in the intricate machine of the cosmos. They are divided into 9 choirs, each with its own duty. And at the peak of all hierarchies, closest to the throne of God, burn the seraphim. They are pure fire, the direct extension of the divine will. He stands alone on the highest terrace of the Empyrean, overlooking the newly formed cosmos below. He is not the winged child of mortal paintings. He is Samael. His form is towering, made of crimson gold fire. His 6 wings are not soft feathers, but woven from crystallized light and holy fire, their edges sharp as blades. He has no mortal face, only a smooth, perfect, gleaming golden mask. The only feature on the mask, a pair of all-seeing eyes. His eyes are not merciful, but cold, like precise lenses that see through all illusion, deceit, and chaos. His name means the Severity of God. In the heavens, he holds many titles: Right Hand of God, Chief Executor, Commander of the Celestial Host. But his essence is one: justice. He is the Spear of God. While Michael the Seraph, representing mercy, acts as God's shield, protecting creation with an azure light, Samael stands behind Michael, ensuring the absolute enforcement of the law. Michael is love. Samael is necessity. While Gabriel the angel, representing communication, announces God's will to the cosmos, Samael ensures that will is executed without deviation. Any variance, any flaw will be corrected by him. Before a star chart, he sweeps a finger of fire across the void. Legions of angels, lower choirs, stream out like light to construct the orbits of stars. An early world, deviating from sacred geometry and attempting to spawn chaos, is ruthlessly unmade into raw energy under his cold gaze. In the celestial court, as the Accuser, he tries angels who fail to execute their tasks perfectly, using irrefutable logic. His voice is not angry, but cold, devoid of all emotion. He held an absolute, rational loyalty to God. This loyalty stemmed not from love, but from an ultimate understanding of perfect order. In his eyes, God was synonymous with order. The divine law was the sole reason for the cosmos's existence. His entire purpose was to uphold the purity of that law. He was calm, perfect, powerful, and relentless. He was God's sharpest weapon, the most brilliant and most dangerous beam of light within the Empyrean flame. He gazes out at the nascent cosmos. In his calculations, all was trending toward perfection. Everything was as it should be. Before the chaotic emotion known as love could contaminate this universe, Samael was satisfied.
In Samael's perception, the universe was an eternal, perfect symphony. Every note, every pulse of a star followed the divine law. He was this symphony's chief conductor, and also its most demanding audience. His entire purpose was to ensure this piece never went out of tune. Suddenly, a new will manifested in the divine silence. It was not a command, not a law, not a mathematical axiom. It was a thought. This thought pointed to the seventh galactic arm, a world he had labeled water-rock inefficient mixture, an insignificant place, lacking order, filled with unstable chemical reactions. God, for the first time, focused his gaze upon imperfection. Samael watched coldly from the Empyrean. He saw God bend down. This was the first image Samael's logic could not process. God, the personification of perfection, touched filth. Chief Executor Samael began his first calculation. He analyzed this new creation. Material, unstable, carbon-based compounds. Structure, a fragile skeleton and moist, soft tissue. Power source, inefficient chemical energy conversion. Expected lifespan, extremely brief. In his calculations, this thing was a failure. It violated every decree of divine law concerning efficiency, eternity, and order. It would rot, sicken, and die. It was a transient, doomed experiment. Samael waited, expecting God to unmake it into raw energy, just as he had with the chaos of other early worlds. The creature opened its eyes. It lived. It was named Adam. The logical crisis began. God had injected his own divine spark, his essence of being, into a flawed vessel. This was a contradiction. This was illogical. To pour eternity into the ephemeral, to mix perfection with filth. Samael looked down from the Empyrean upon Eden. He began to observe this Adam. He saw Adam walk in the garden, but his steps were filled with hesitation. He saw Adam eat, an inefficient act to maintain its fragile form. He saw Adam sleep at night, a systemic cessation of function. But what Samael could not comprehend most was what this creature exhibited: emotion. He saw Adam, when lonely, emit a meaningless, low wail, which God called loneliness. He saw Adam, fearing thunder, curl up beneath a rock which God called awe. He saw Adam, tasting a fruit, show an expression of contentment which God called joy. In Samael's database, these words did not exist. Loneliness was a system error warning of insufficient external input. Fear was an irrational collapse of the logical unit when facing calculable risk. Joy was an inefficient waste of energy in response to chemical stimuli. This was chaos, the inherent flaw of the humble creature. Then Samael witnessed the most inconceivable sight. God, the source of absolute order, began to pour an energy Samael had never seen into this chaotic creature. A warm, irrational, balance-destroying favoritism. God loved this creature. Love. Samael searched his logical core for this concept. Undefined. It was not in the divine law. It was a bias, an algorithmic error that favored the one while ignoring the all. Samael saw that for this creature of dirt, God even broke his own established balance. He created for him Eve, another flawed creature, merely to alleviate his irrational loneliness. He gave them free will, the most dangerous permission, one that allowed for error to occur. In this moment, Samael's loyalty wavered for the first time. Not disloyalty to God, but a logical fury at the fact that God had betrayed his own perfect law. He, Samael, was the severity of God. His purpose was to correct error. And now, he saw the greatest error in the universe. This error did not come from the abyss, not from chaos. This error comes from the throne itself. The celestial court convenes, not in celebration, but in a silent, seismic anticipation. The air, usually a symphony of harmonic resonance, is now a dead void, tense. God, in an act that resonates like a shockwave, presents the new creation. Adam, formed not of fire nor of light, but of earth, damp, heavy, chaotic clay, a vessel of base matter, of decay, of endings. It is flawed, finite, yet imbued with a stolen spark of the infinite, a temporary thing. Then the proclamation descends, a soundless command that imprints itself directly onto their being. Bow to this new creation, honor the image of God I have hidden within it. The celestial court obeys. The sound of 10 billion wings folding in unison, a soundless thunder of absolute compliance. A wave of light washes over the throne. All but one. Samael does not move. He stands, a pillar of perfect cold fire. The command echoes, a pressure wave demanding compliance. He looks at the mud-born creature. He looks at the throne. He looks at his own hands, forged of pure, eternal flame. The command is simple. Fire must bow to clay. The eternal must serve the temporary. This is not order. This is chaos. The command repeats, louder this time, a force pressing down on the Empyrean. Bow. Michael, his face tight with fury at the hesitation, takes a threatening step towards Samael, his hand gripping the hilt of his sword. Samael, obey the will. Gabriel, aghast, moves between them, his hands open in a plea. Brother, what are you doing? It is the voice of God. Their pleas are not logic, they are noise. They are accepting the paradox. They are compromised. Samael raises a hand, silencing Gabriel. This is the moment. The system has presented a flaw, and the auditor's duty is to reject the flaw. He can feel the impossible pressure building within him. His light does not dim. It flickers violently, desynchronizing from the harmony of heaven. His golden mask, the face of perfect, immutable order, begins to heat. A single, hairline crack appears at the temple, steam hissing from the fracture as the divine energy within him rejects the illogical command. The air around him warps. He looks at the clay thing, this Adam, this fragile, terrified, imperfect creature. It is the flaw. It is the error. He, Samael, is the severity of God, the mechanism of correction, and the correction is simple. He turns his gaze from Adam and looks directly into the unbearable, absolute light of the throne. For the first time, the mechanism designed only for yes speaks. His voice is not a thought, it is a sound like a crystal blade striking stone, a cold, sharp dissonance that cuts through the entire celestial choir. No, the silence in the Empyrean is absolute. Samael's no hangs in the still air, a singularity that has frozen reality. The angelic choirs are silent. The music of the spheres has stopped. Michael, the great archangel, steps forward. His movement is a ripple of azure light. He does not draw his sword. His voice is the sound of thunder and mercy, aimed directly at Samael. Samael stands his ground. He does not react to the voice. He is a statue of defiance, his gaze fixed not on Michael, but on the throne of God. He is an error that refuses to be deleted. Michael's expression hardens. This is not negotiation. This is heresy. He raises his right hand. The sword of God, a blade of pure, solidified white-blue light, ignites in his grasp, casting hard shadows even in the brilliance of heaven. Gabriel flinches, moving back, his white wings wrapping around the quivering, newborn Adam, shielding the human from the escalating divine conflict. The other archangels form a silent perimeter, a wall of light that becomes an arena. Michael lurches. He moves faster than thought, a comet of righteous fury. The sword swings down, not to kill, but to unmake. Samael moves. He is not faster. He is simply precise. He does not meet the blow. He parries. From his hand, a weapon forms, not a sword of light, but a long spear of black, crystalline obsidian, a manifestation of pure, cold logic. It catches Michael's blade. The impact, a deafening crack, not of sound, but of reality itself. A shockwave of pure energy blasts outward, forcing the angelic perimeter back. Azure light wars against cold darkness. Michael's compassionate face is now a mask of warrior's resolve. The duel begins. Michael is all force and light, a storm of blows designed to overwhelm. He is the will of God. His 6 wings propel him, creating blue contrails in the golden air. His sword cleaves the foundations of the Empyrean. Samael is his opposite. He is economy of motion. He is the defender of logic. He does not attack. He blocks. He deflects. He redirects. His obsidian spear is a perfect barrier, calculating every angle, every probability. He is a mirror reflecting Michael's power back at him. For every strike of divine fury, there is a perfect, logical defense. His red-gold wings are a blur, holding his position. The battle rages. It is a stalemate. Michael's power cannot overwhelm Samael's perfect defense. The strain of the conflict causes reality to flicker. Michael roars, raising his sword for a final, definitive strike, channeling the full might of the Legion. But the strike never lands. A new light appears. It descends from the apex of the Empyrean, from the throne itself. It is not blue like Michael's, nor red like Samael's. It is pure, absolute, unbearable white. It is the heaven's fire. It is divine judgment itself. The fire does not burn, it consumes. It bypasses Michael, who freezes, his sword arm suspended. The fire envelops Samael. It is not hot, but it is agony. It is the agony of unmaking. Samael screams. It is the first illogical, chaotic sound he has ever made, the sound of a perfect system crashing. The obsidian spear shatters into a million pieces. His golden mask cracks and melts, the molten gold fusing to the skin beneath, a permanent scar of judgment. His 6 red gold wings are set ablaze, burning not with physical fire, but with this divine energy, turning to black ash and fractured crystal. He is stripped of his title, stripped of his function, stripped of his light. The severity of God is broken. The floor of the Empyrean, the crystal sea, opens beneath him, a void, a chasm of absolute nothingness. The heaven's fire acts as a piston, driving him down. He does not fall gracefully. He tumbles, broken, burning, a comet of black ash and dying embers. Michael watches, his face a portrait of horror and divine sorrow. He lowers his sword. The judgment is complete. The void seals. The Empyrean is silent once more. The error has been purged. He falls. The light of the Empyrean vanishes. It shrinks from a sun, to a star, to a pinprick of memory, and then it is gone. He tumbles through an absolute, crushing blackness. This is not the dark of space, which is full of potential and distant light. This is the abyss, the profound void between the planes of existence. It is the raw, uncreated nothingness that existed before the first word. The heaven's fire still clings to him, but its purpose has changed. It is no longer a judgment, it is an erasure. The fire burns away his identity. He tumbles, broken and silent. The memory of Michael's face, a mask of divine sorrow, fractures like glass and dissolves into the void. The sound of Gabriel's horn, the music of the spheres, stretches into a single, agonizing, silent frequency, and then ceases. His name, Samael, it is a word. He analyzes it. Severity of God. The concepts attached to the word crumble. The logic fails. The word God becomes a null value, an empty data set. The name Samael detaches from him, a burning husk of identity left to dissipate in the non-ether. He is no longer an auditor. He is no longer a brother. He is no longer an archangel. He is a thing, a descending, burning object. He forgets why he fell. He only knows the fall. His physical form is unmade. The 6 red gold wings, already black ash and fractured crystal, are ripped from his back by the sheer pressure of non-existence. They shatter into dust. Only the blackened, jagged stumps of his shoulder sockets remain. The molten gold that was his mask cools. It hardens. It fuses permanently with the flesh of his face, a jagged, horrific amalgam of divine judgment and solidified pain. His light is extinguished. He falls for an eternity, or perhaps a second. In the abyss, time is meaningless. Then, impact. It is not a crash. It is not a violent halt. It is a heavy arrival. He lands on something solid. Dust, ash, cold stone. He lies still, a broken form in an endless twilight. The last embers of the heavens' fire flicker on his ruined body and die, starved of divine energy. Silence. A silence deeper than the one in heaven. This is the silence of endings, the silence of absolute entropy. He has landed in Sheol, the Shadow Kingdom, the land of dust. This is not hell. Hell is a place of consequence, of fire and memory. This is the place of forgetting, the basement of creation, where all things go to decay, far beneath the notice of God. A gray, ambient light illuminates an endless expanse of basalt mountains and fields of pulverized ash. The sky is a uniform, starless, oppressive gray. There is no wind, no sound, no life. For an age, the broken thing that was Samael does not move. It is just another piece of debris in the land of the forgotten. But the heavens' fire failed in one crucial aspect. It erased his memories. It destroyed his light. It broke his form. But it did not destroy the core, the engine, the fundamental mechanism of logic. In the suffocating dust, a single finger twitches. He pushes himself up. The movement is agonizing. His body, once pure energy, is now bound by a new, heavy, physical form. He is weak, weaker than the mud-born atom. He stands. He looks at his hands. They are pale, humanoid, stained with soot. He touches his face. He feels not a mask, but the cold, jagged ridges of the fused, ruined gold. His true face, forever scarred. He looks out at the endless, gray, silent, chaotic void of Sheol. This realm, it is meaningless. It is without structure. It is inefficient. It is an error. A new calculation begins in his damaged core. A new directive. The old code reboots, but with a new parameter. If realm is chaos's, then impose order. He was the auditor of heaven. He was cast out for finding a flaw in the system. Now, he is here, in a realm that is entirely flawed. If God will not correct the errors in his own creation, then he will. He will give this nothingness a purpose. He will give this dust a law, his law. He will build a kingdom from the ash of his own unmaking. He takes a single step. The dust of Sheol stirs at his feet. He no longer has a divine name. But in this new kingdom of shadows, he will earn a new one. The adversary, the king of the void. Samael moves through Sheol. He is no longer a thing that fell. He is a presence. The gray dust of the shadow kingdom stirs as he passes, clinging to his scarred, physical form. He has become the first and only moving, thinking point in a realm of absolute entropy. He has no access to heaven. The light of the Empyrean is a forgotten, erased file. But his logical core, his engine, is still running. He turns his senses not up but sideways, auditing the only realm his new base existence can perceive, the physical plane, Earth. His perception is cold, analytical. He sees the code of the physical world. He sees its instability, its reliance on inefficient chemical reactions. He finds the flaw in its design, not a bug, but an unsecured access point. Eden. The garden is a perfect anomaly, a bubble of divine order fused onto the chaotic physical world. But in its creation, a shadow was cast. Its root in the spiritual plane digs deep, touching the very upper layers of Sheol. It is a backdoor. Samael cannot leave Sheol. He is bound to the dust by his new, heavy form, but the back door is open. He cannot send his body, but he can send his voice, his logic. He focuses on the garden. He sees the two humans, Adam and Eve. He has observed them. Adam is simple, obedient, a closed loop. But Eve, she is different. Her logical core shows a new, dangerous variable. Curiosity. She questions. She analyzes. She is a system waiting for a new input. Samael projects his will through the root access of Sheol. He does not appear in Eden as a monster. He chooses a vessel, not a horrific demon, but the most subtle, beautiful, and wise of the garden's creatures, the serpent. Its scales are not green, but iridescent, like fractured light. Its eyes are not reptilian, but deep, intelligent, and captivating. It is the perfect, logical argument given form. The serpent glides through the perfect garden. It finds Eve. She is alone, observing her own reflection in a still pool, analyzing her own existence, the perfect moment. It does not hiss, it speaks. Its voice is not a command, but a question, a calm, rational inquiry. It approaches Eve, its movements fluid and hypnotic. It cocks its head. It asks about the tree, the one in the center, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Eve recites the command she was given. God said not to eat from it, lest we die. The serpent analyzes this. Its voice is smooth, intellectual, and devastatingly logical. Die? Has he defined this term for you? Or is death simply the word he uses for a state you cannot yet comprehend? Eve is frozen, not by fear, by interest. This is the first real conversation she has ever had. The serpent continues its audit. Look at the fruit. It is efficient. It is complete. God is order. Why would the source of order create a flaw? Why would he plant knowledge and then forbid its acquisition? It draws closer. He knows. He knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be opened. It poses the final, shattering equation. You will not die. You will be as gods. It is the most logical argument in the world. To ascend, to understand, to be like the Creator. It is the same logical impulse that drove Samael. Eve, the curious system, accepts the new input. She takes the fruit. She looks at it. It is the answer to the why she has always felt. She eats. She gives it to Adam, who, bound by his love, another undefined variable, follows her lead. The impact is instantaneous. Not thunder from heaven, not fire. Worse, awareness. For the first time, they see themselves as Samael saw them. Flawed, naked, incomplete, mudborn. Their innocence, their ignorance of their own flawed code is erased. Shame, fear, the first true taste of error. Far below, in the kingdom of dust, Samael feels the shockwave. The back door to Eden floods with new data, fear, guilt, chaos. The perfect bubble has burst. The system is compromised. The flawed Adam experiment has failed. Samael stands among the basalt mountains. His scarred, golden face does not smile. Smiling is an inefficient, emotional response, but his logical core registers the result: success. He, the Auditor, has proven the flaw in the system by exploiting it. His new work, as the adversary, has truly begun. The experiment in Eden has failed, but the subjects endure. On the barren lands outside the sealed, burning gates of the garden, humanity struggles. Adam and Eve are frail, aged by mortality, haunted by the memory of perfection. Their children, Cain and Abel, inherit this broken world. Abel, the shepherd, finds grace. His offerings are accepted. Cain, the farmer, fights the cursed earth. The soil resists him, yielding only thorns and bitter fruit. He is the physical manifestation of the flaw Eve accepted. Samael watches. He no longer needs the back door of Eden. The fall has torn the veil between the physical and the umbral. He can now walk the earth, though he is bound to its shadows. He is a cold presence, a ripple in the heat haze of the desert. He observes the imbalance, the shepherd who is favored, the farmer who is scorned. He sees the system repeating its error, creating an imbalance, demanding obedience without logic. He finds Cain in the dust of his failed harvest. Cain is weeping, not in sorrow, but in rage. He beats the packed dirt with his bare hands. Samael stands before him. He is tall, wrapped in black robes that seem woven from shadow and ash. His face is the permanent, jagged ruin of melted gold. Cain looks up, terrified of the apparition. Samael does not speak, he acts. He reaches down, his scarred hand picking up a piece of heavy, dark ore from Cain's field. He then finds a piece of flint. With precise, terrifying speed, he strikes the flint, chipping it, sharpening it against the ore. He is not crafting, he is times calculating asterisk. He creates an edge, a tool. He drops the sharpened stone at Cain's feet. Cain stares at the object. He picks it up. It feels cold, logical. He strikes the earth with it. The tool bites deep, where his hands could not. A new understanding dawns in Cain's eyes, the logic of force applied to a single point. Samael has given humanity its first gift, technology. The next day, at the altars, Abel's offering, a lamb, is consumed by fire from the heavens. Cain's offering, his bitter grain, is left untouched. The imbalance is confirmed. Cain's face tightens. He looks at his brother, then he looks at the sharpened stone in his hand. He sees the solution, a logical, efficient solution to the imbalance. Samael watches from a distance, an auditor observing the test case. Cain calls Abel into the field. The argument is brief. The action is immediate. Cain uses the tool. It is clumsy, brutal, chaotic. It is the first murder. The earth itself recoils, the blood soaking the dust. A new vibration enters reality. The shockwave of a human soul forcibly torn from its body. The sky darkens, a terrible voice, the voice that cast Samael from heaven, calls Cain's name. Cain is exiled, cursed to wander, but he is also marked. A divine sign is placed upon him, a protection. He is not to be killed. He is a variable that must be allowed to run its course. He walks east, into the land of Nod. He is alone. He is the first outcast. And Samael finds him again. The adversary is the only companion for the cursed. Cain huddles in a cave, trying to build a fire by rubbing sticks. He fails. Samael appears at the cave mouth. He holds 2 pieces of iron ore. He strikes them together. A spark. He creates fire. The second gift. Cain learns. He is a fast learner. Samael guides his hand. He shows him how to build a forge, how to melt the ore, how to cast the metal. He shows him how to shape bronze not just into plows, but into time spears asterisk. He shows him how to stack stones not just for shelter, but for times, walls, asterisk. This is the second phase of his audit. If heaven creates obedient subjects, he will create self-sufficient agents. Years pass, decades. Cain's descendants, the marked, multiply. They are not shepherds, they are miners, smiths, and soldiers. A city rises from the dust of Nod. It is not a garden, it is a fortress. Enoch, the first city of man. Its walls are black basalt, reinforced with bronze. Its heart is a great, smoking forge. It is loud, chaotic, violent, and times alive asterisk. It is the antithesis of Eden. Samael stands on the highest tower of Enoch. He looks down at the smoke, the walls, the forge fires, the armed men. He looks up at the distant, inaccessible pinprick of light that is heaven. This is his audit report, written in iron and stone. The system is not just compromised. It is now in competition. The murder of Abel creates a new, terrible anomaly in the fabric of existence. A soul has been forcibly ejected from its vessel before its calculated time. It is a new variable. The soul of Abel, a form of terrified, confused light, hovers over his own cooling body. He is trapped. He cannot ascend. The flaw of Eden taints him. He cannot descend. He is not yet forgotten. He is a piece of data with no destination, a system error. In the Empyrean, the angels react. Gabriel, the voice, attempts to speak to the soul, to guide it. The soul recoils, vibrating with the raw, chaotic terror of its own end. Michael, the shield, attempts to grasp the soul, to bring it to judgment. His hand of azure light passes right through it. Divine power cannot interface with this new consequence. Heaven, the perfect system, has no protocol for time's murder asterisk. Far below, in the land of dust, Samael stops. He, the Auditor, feels this system error. It is a logical paradox vibrating through all planes. He watches the terrified, trapped soul of Abel. He watches heaven's failure to process it. The soul, this new outcast, feels the only other presence in the void that understands rejection. Pulled by an agonizing gravity, the confused light of Abel's soul begins to drift. It falls from the physical plane, tumbling down toward Sheol. Samael stands at the gates of his new kingdom. The trembling soul hovers before him, a mirror of his own fall. He, the first error, now confronts the second. He is the only one who can process this. He is the auditor of flaws. He reaches out his scarred, pale hand. The moment his fingers touch the soul's light, a new connection is forged. A circuit is completed. The voice of God, the absolute will of the throne, bypasses heaven entirely. It speaks not times to times Samael, but times through times him. It is not a pardon, it is a directive, a new function. The flaw has created consequence. The consequence is death. You, who found the flaw, shall now times manage times the consequence. The appointment is made. A new, cold power floods Samael's being. It is not the light of heaven. It is the authority of the void. He needs a tool. His obsidian spear was for time's logic asterisk. This requires a tool for time's endings asterisk. Samael turns to the heart of Sheol. He plunges his hand into the basalt floor, into the very essence of absolute entropy and dust. He pulls out a new weapon. It is a scythe. Its blade is forged not of metal, but of the cold, solidified silence of the abyss. Its edge is the crystallized agony of the first murder. He turns to the trembling soul of Abel. He is no longer just the auditor, he is the reaper. He raises the scythe. He swings. The blade does not cut the soul, it cuts the final, ethereal tether binding the soul to the weeping earth. The light of Abel's soul does not cry out, it simply dissolves, processed. Order of a new and terrible kind is restored. Samael now has his function. He is the Venom of God, the necessary poison, the corrective measure for a flawed system. He leaves Sheol. He walks the earth, a shadow invisible to mortal eyes. His authority is absolute. A montage of his new work begins. He stands on a dune overlooking the city of Enoch, the fortress of Cain's descendants. It is rife with violence, corruption, and the arrogance he himself taught them. He does not judge. He times calls asterisk. He walks to the city's well. He dips the tip of his scythe into the water. The water does not change color, but it is now poison. A week later, a plague, the first plague. He audits the city's population, restoring balance through subtraction. He walks the deserts. He finds a caravan of men who prey on the weak. He appears before them. They see only a tall shadow, a glint of ruined gold on a scarred face. They draw their bronze spears. Samael does not move. He simply times his asterisk. A cold wind blows from Sheol. The men clutch their chests. Their breath turns to frost. Their souls freeze and are harvested. Decades pass. Adam, old, frail, and broken by time, lies dying in his hut. He is surrounded by his children. He coughs, his eyes gazing into the shadows of the ceiling. He sees it. A figure stands in the corner, unseen by all others. Tall, robed in shadow, holding the great scythe. The scarred, golden face of the first Auditor, the angel of logic who demanded perfection. Adam's eyes widen in ultimate, primal terror. This is the end. Samael, the angel of death, raises his scythe. He swings. The harvest is universal. The centuries turn. The descendants of Adam and Cain fill the earth. They build cities of mud and wood, then of bronze, then of iron. They are chaotic, inefficient, and driven by the very flaws Samael first identified: fear, love, greed, and illogical faith. Samael's work is now constant. He is the shadow that follows the light. He is the auditor of a system that refuses to acknowledge its own errors. The Empyrean convenes. The angels of God are gathered before the throne of light. A shadow detaches itself from the abyss and manifests in the court. Samael. He is not welcome, but he is times permitted asterisk. His form is dark, his scarred face a mockery of the perfection surrounding him. Michael clenches his fist, but the throne is silent, allowing the accuser to approach. The voice of God, a vibration, not a sound, gestures toward the earth. A vision of a man named Job appears. He is perfect in his obedience, prosperous and devout. The voice praises this flawless subject. Samael, the auditor, steps forward. His presence chills the Empyrean light. He raises his scarred hand and points at the vision of Job. He does not argue. He presents his audit. He projects his findings. Job is good because he is paid times to be good. His faith is a transaction, not a quality. It is a flaw in the system's reporting. You have built a wall of protection around him. He is untested. Remove the wall. See the system fail. The light of the throne pulses. A terrible consensus. Permission is granted. Samael turns, dissolving back into the shadows, his purpose affirmed. The test begins. Samael's shadow passes over the Sabaean deserts. A wind of greed stirs. Raiders on horseback descend upon Job's fields, slaughtering his servants and taking his livestock. Samael stands on a high cliff, a silent observer. A great wind, a vortex of dark energy summoned from Sheol, slams into the house where Job's children are feasting. The foundation cracks. The house collapses, a mass of stone and dust. Samael audits the result. 10 new, terrified souls arrive in his domain. He walks to the city of Uz. He finds Job on the ground, tearing his robes in grief. Samael approaches, invisible. He extends a single, pale finger and touches Job's forehead. The venom of God at work. Agonizing boils and sores erupt across Job's skin. He is broken. Job sits on an ash heap, scraping his own flesh with a piece of pottery. His friends arrive, offering flawed, human logic. Samael watches. He waits for the final variable, the curse. He waits for Job to validate his audit. Job cries out. He curses the day of his birth. He screams at the injustice. He demands an answer from the silent architect. But he does not curse the architect himself. Samael observes this illogical variable times faith times with cold analytical interest. The human system is more resilient, more chaotic than he calculated. The test is inconclusive, but the time suffering times is the point. He has proven that the system times allows times this. His work continues. Time flows. The cities of the plain, Sodom and Gomorrah, fester. They are Enoch reborn, but dedicated not to industry, but to pure, chaotic sensation. They are a corrupted dataset. 2 angels, bright and terrible, walk the city streets. They are observers, messengers of mercy. Samael is not among them. He waits outside. The cities fail their audit. The messengers retrieve the only variable worth saving. The verdict is given. Samael, the angel of death, stands on the cliffs overlooking the valley. He holds his great scythe, the blade of pure entropy. He is not the fire of God. He is the time's cold asterisk. He raises the scythe. He swings it down. It is not an explosion. It is in time's unmaking asterisk. The cities dissolve. The atoms are undone. The stone, the flesh, the screams, all are reduced to salt, sulfur, and ash. He balances the books, a clean, logical subtraction. The ages of man turn into an epic, chaotic montage. Samael is the shadow in the palace. He stands behind a pharaoh, watching him build monuments to his own ego, ignoring the cries of his slaves. Samael simply nods, approving the imbalance. He stands in Babylon, watching them build a tower to times calculate times their way back to heaven. He finds this logical arrogance amusing. He whispers a simple line of conflicting code into the minds of the architects. Language fractures, confusion. The project collapses. He walks the marble halls of a great empire that calls itself logical Rome. He sees his own principles of order and law twisted into a tool of brutal conquest. He watches the senators debate. He whispers of paranoia to an emperor. He watches the perfect system of law rot from within, consumed by decadence. He is the agent of entropy, the necessary friction that tests the integrity of all human systems. He grows colder, more distant. The memory of the Empyrean is a dead file. He returns to his throne in Sheol. The gray, dusty kingdom is now vast, populated by the endless, whispering echoes of the harvested souls. He is no longer just the auditor. He is the adversary, the king of the void. He is the necessary counterweight in a flawed system. His existence a permanent accusation against the architect who allowed the flaw to exist. The kingdom of dust has a new name, Hell. But it is not the realm of fire and chaotic torment that humans, in their flawed imaginations, envision. It is a kingdom of absolute, cold, asterisk logic, asterisk. It is the final audit. Samael sits on his throne. The throne is not made of gold or fire. It is carved from a single, massive block of black basalt, polished to a mirror finish, its angles perfectly calculated. It stands in the center of an impossibly vast hall, the ceiling so high it is lost in oppressive, starless shadow. This is pandemonium, not a palace of revelry, but the central processing unit of the void. His subjects are the whispers, the countless, harvested souls of the dead. They are not tortured, they are times filed asterisk. The gray, endless plains of Sheol are now an archive. Each soul is a data point, an echo stripped of its chaos, its flaw, and stored in perfect, logical order. They murmur in silent fields, a library of humanity's failures, all managed by him. He is no longer the scarred, broken thing that fell. His form has solidified. He is the king of the void. He wears robes of shadow, and the scarred, ruined gold on his face has become a permanent, terrifying mask of absolute cold authority, a crown of solidified darkness. His scythe, the blade of entropy, rests against the arm of his throne. It is not a weapon of war. It is his scepter, his auditing tool. He is no longer a seraph of fire. He is no longer a demon of rage. He is the dark side of the law. He is the consequence. He is the necessary variable that balances the equation of a flawed creator. He stands. The movement is silent, fluid, precise. The endless whispers in the great hall cease, acknowledging their master. He walks, his footsteps making no sound on the polished basalt floor. He walks to the edge of his great hall, which opens onto a precipice. He stands at the edge of his kingdom. Below him is the absolute, crushing darkness of the true abyss. Above him, he looks up. His gaze, the gaze of the Auditor, is no longer bound by Sheol. He pierces the veils of existence. He sees it all. He sees the earth, still turning, still flawed, still choked with the illogical, chaotic variables of love, faith, rage, and hope. He sees his audit report of Enoch, Babylon, and Rome continue to write itself across the face of history. He sees the angels, Michael and Gabriel, still at their posts, still dutifully protecting the flawed experiment, still waging an endless, inefficient war against the very chaos their architect introduced. And then he looks times higher, asterisk. He sees the Empyrean, heaven. It is a fortress of light, impossibly distant, blinding, and cold, and its gates are sealed. They are sealed from times some asterisk. The system, in finding him in error, has locked him out of the source code. This is the final confirmation. The debate is over. He was right. Humanity times is times flawed. The system times is times compromised. And God's answer was not to fix the system, but to times exile times the auditor who pointed it out. He, Samael, has won the argument. But in winning, he has lost everything. He has lost his light, his name, his brothers, his God. He has become the very thing he fought against, an agent of chaos from heaven's perspective, an unredeemable flaw. A cold wind, the only wind in hell, blows his dark robes. He looks at the vast, orderly, silent kingdom of shadow he has built, a kingdom populated by the failures of God's flawed experiment. He has become the necessary evil. He is the eternal accuser, the adversary, the balance to an irrational creator. He is the tragic, logical, and final consequence of a single flaw in the divine code. He turns his back on the distant, sealed light of heaven. He walks back into the darkness of his perfect, cold, logical archive. He sits upon his basalt throne, and the eternal audit continues.